Matthew Stuckey here from Verity Baptist Manila, providing you with a missionary update. And kind of the theme of this week has been rejoicing in big results. We had 111 salvations this past week, and it included our first soul winning marathon as a church at Verity Baptist Church Manila. And so we had our soul winning marathon on Saturday, where we had 60 saved, and we had also 12 baptized the next day. So 111 salvations this week and 12 baptisms, which is great. Year to date, we have 287 salvations, so those are definitely big numbers. We're very excited about that. And on this Sunday, I preached on 7 reasons why Peter was not the first pope. And it might not be the sermon I'd preach in America, but obviously here in the Philippines, with so many people being Catholic, it's important we really understand all of their false doctrines and how to disprove them. So I gave many reasons just from the Bible itself that shows that Peter was pretty much the worst candidate they could pick to being the Pope. And one I'd like to mention real quickly is just the fact that in Matthew 16, supposedly Jesus elevates Peter to the level of basically being like a God-man, because the Pope is looked at as like a God-man on earth. And yet at the very beginning of chapter 17, not much longer later, Peter's being rebuked because of the fact he wants a tabernacle for Moses and Elijah as well, and he's elevating man to the level of God, and he's being rebuked for that. But supposedly just before that, Jesus elevated man to God. So it doesn't really make sense at all, but there's many reasons in the Bible why Peter was not the first pope. And I also preached on in our Salvation Boot Camp on the topic of baptism. And so I went in depth and showed what baptism is and our reason for doing it and things like that. And on Wednesday I preached on John chapter 2, 4 characteristics of a great church, and that's kind of the theme running through that chapter that I saw there. So it was a great week, big results, and we look forward to a lot of big events coming up. We have the big missions trip coming up in January. It's approaching rather quickly, and things are going great. Anyways, thank you and God bless.